Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft, the cartoon, coming to Netflix, and it's a cartoon. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 15. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. I'm going to come out right in the front and say it. I don't like Lara Croft. I don't like it. Don't like it. Never liked it. Thought it was stupid. Thought it was super stupid. And I don't think it's gotten much better. October 10th on Netflix if you want to see this cartoon. It's Lara Croft, the video game, turned into a cartoon. So there's no sense talking about the plot. The trailer focuses on Lara Croft. Lara, oh Lara, you're so wonderful. You're so brave. Like, the mythos of Lara Croft is fairly malleable. It doesn't matter. That's not what the IP is. It never was. And it shouldn't be focused on her at all. The only part that was focused on Lara Croft was that she was super, super hot. And what you have to understand is this IP came out in the 90s. And this was after Indiana Jones was very, very popular in the 80s. And I think they sat down and they said, oh, well, let's create our own version of Indiana Jones. How can we get boys to pick us over Indiana Jones? Ooh, I have an idea. Let's make it a main character that's super, super hot. So they did. You know, as hot as they could make it in video games in the 90s. So they made Lara Croft. There she is there. One of the older models. Although I think, you know, the original one, she had like the pointy boobs, right? So looks like it first appeared in 1996. But this, as I said, was just a shadow, in my opinion, of Indiana Jones, which started appearing in 81. But you might say, what is Indiana Jones? That's also a shadow. It's a shadow of a character that was based on a bunch of things, a bunch of pulp characters, including Ronald Reagan, who's on the right there, dressed like this, in a movie called Hong Kong. So you could see his outfit, because it was the 80s when they made it. This movie was made in the 50s. What was this movie based after? Well, they had these pulp things like this. Death asks the question. I love the titles of these pulp novels. And, Doc Savage, because he would be the guy going on various adventures. Doc Savage didn't have a hat. He had muscles, but not a hat. These guys, the other guys often had a hat. I mean, these all came out in like the 40s and 30s. And then really the first one is sort of John Carter of Mars. And then maybe before that, there's another one. I think he was called like Chamberlain, something like that. He was like an English hunter with a pith helmet kind of dude in the late 1800s, maybe stories came out. And if you go before that, really you're talking about Wild West guys in the old dime store novels there. People like Billy the Kid and whatnot. So that's the pedigree of Lara Croft. The shadow of a 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 shadow. Probably a few more shadows in there if you go all the way back to Greek myths and the adventures of Hercules. So, I don't know why anybody watches this. And I'll say this for the cartoon. I don't like the animation. I don't say that often. The animation isn't great. It's kind of like their ambition, for once, is exceeding their grasp. The animation can't give you the same sort of thrills and chills with stunts and action that a live action can. It just can't. It's really tough for animators to make that happen. Unless they're rotoscoping something, then maybe, but there's just no danger in a character doing a bunch of stunts in a cartoon, because they're in a cartoon. So the danger is sort of undermined. Lara Croft is kind of hot in this, but not as hot as she could be. Like, you could have made this character hot, so hot, the screen would steam up because you're just drawing her, and that would have been a fun character. It would have brought in the audience. Who's the audience? Oh, right, it's all men, 100% all men. Men read all the stuff I just showed you. They watch those action movies. I've gone over and over again how men were the target audience for most movies because they made the decision on the date. Still do. And then a lot of times anyway. And for video games, it's men. But there's this bizarre insistence that women have to be brought in to the world of Lara Croft, because women are so concerned about someone who goes around the world, I don't know, stealing artifacts. Although I think they're trying to make it woke too, so she won't be stealing the artifacts anymore. The only chance to me, and again, I already told you I hate Lara Croft, so I'm already biased. The only chance you had of making this a good show, in my view, is to focus on the exotic locales and give us actual artifacts that she's chasing down. Stuff from history that we might sort of know. Like, for instance, she digs up the Colossus of Rhodes and finds like a magical item that brings him back to life, and he starts stomping on the city, and she has to stop him. That kind of stuff. Instead, it's... I don't know what this is. I mean, it's a throwback to me, empty 90s cartoons where a bunch of stuff would happen, but they don't seem all that cool. To focus on Lara is probably a huge mistake, in my view. Unless Lara's super, super hot. In which case you could focus on her looks a bit. Give her shots of bikinis and then, make her more of like a James Bondian type character, where she spends most of her time just looking great and just seems pretty calm. This is trying to push it as like, oh, this is a personal story. Yeah, she's got to get revenge or find her father or whatever. Yeah, I'm not really buying all that. It's a little overblown. Not very fun. She's got a couple of companions, and they seem fine. There's like a sequence, and the dialogue's not great. Seems very cliched. Needs something new here. At least if you're going to go through the motions and do this exercise, and basically she's Indiana Jones with breasts, then do it. Do a real idol or real lost treasure that she has to find. State the exotic locations she's going to. Make them real places so we can sort of go, oh, that's kind of cool. That's a real place. Or maybe we've kind of heard of them, If she goes to a place like, down in the Andes, someplace like that, finds like a Viking helmet, whatever. Give us, the long lost city of this or that, Atlantis. Give us that kind of stuff. Like, make it fun. This just seems like grueling. I am a survivor. You're a cartoon. The survival angle, in my view, isn't going to work. Not with a cartoon. Not with animation like this. This animation, it's okay. Like, it's okay if you're doing, say, the Venture Brothers. And even the Venture Brothers had better animation than this, in my view. If you're doing action, man, it's got to be through the roof. because that's what you seem to be showcasing here. And I can't get into this action. It just looks boring to me. She's a cartoon character. The blood doesn't, like, blood on a cartoon character, yeah, it doesn't look great. The detail isn't there. I mean, look, okay, she's all banged up. You see the scratches? That's just, like, it's a guide. Like, it's a suggestion that she's scratched up. You go any further than that to actual injuries and blood, it starts to look fake. Let's see if I can find the still. I mean, I get it. You're trying to make it look intense. I mean, even this bear. It's just kind of ridiculous. Yeah, here it is. I think this is the blood running down her arm. Not really buying it. Not really buying the whole skinny-armed girl thing. And that's another problem that I always had with Lara Croft. You know, if she's going to muscle her way into things, and she's skinny hot chick, yeah, it doesn't really play. You know, if she dresses really hot and then gets some dude to lower his guard, and, well, that can work. It can work. You can make this work, but, like, her swinging around pulling herself up by the rope and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it doesn't totally work for me. This threatening some dude, he's got a magic idol that hypnotizes people or something. Here's her fat companion. I just don't get this show. And if you're going to focus on Lara Croft, and again, a lot of it, you introduce him just to talk about Lara, that doesn't seem like a good idea. Lara, and she's falling in various scenes, and again, I just don't, the danger isn't there because this is animated. It's always scowling. Like, if she was super, super hot and always scowling, that would be kind of funny. But this just makes her look tired and annoyed all the time. She can't be the tough one and be hot. Even a little hot. It doesn't work. It just comes off to like a girl just getting mad. There's no threat to it. Maybe if she sticks with the guns, but in this cartoon, I'm just not seeing it. You know, like this scene, Lara. Here's the scene where she's worried about all her various dead companions from the past, I guess. Here's the dude who brings her guns. And she finally gets her guns. I mean, she should probably just always have her guns, quite frankly. Yeah, I just don't like Lara Croft. What can I tell you? I don't like the animation on this. Like, even this. It's very stilted. Very stilted to me. I know it's a still. I know everybody goes, you should play the video. I can't. Every time I play the video, I'll probably get flagged for just slipping and playing a little bit of that sound. So Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft, it's on Netflix. I don't know, the rumor was the redesign was a little woke. I mean, it's on Netflix. They don't exactly have a great track record with old IPs. But you have Netflix, you can watch it anyway, check it out, and see if it's any good. I'm just not going to waste my time because I just don't like Lara Croft. But that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for more videos. I could say more things on those videos, by the way. And Joan, she goes off. I will be tomorrow at the Marcus Hook Pirate Festival, 10 to 5 over there in the park along the river. Then on Sunday, I'll be at the Pine Barrens Makers Fest, and that's from 10 to 5 in Hamilton, New Jersey. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.